David Adams, graduating with honors and receiving a bursary from administration. Melanie Akett, graduating with honors and receiving a bursary from administration. Nicole Annika, graduating on the principal's list, graduates with a French immersion certificate, and receives the following entrance scholarships. Carleton University, $8,000. Mount Allison University, $1,000 renewable plus a $500 music scholarship. University of Ottawa, $4,500. University of Western Ontario, $2,000. And Nicole was accepted into the prestigious Page program valued at $9,500. Mark Anstey. Craig Appleby. Anthony Atkinson. Sarah Beth Atkinson, graduating with honors. Mark Amar, receiving a bursary from administration. Alicia Ayub, graduating with honors. Paul Bailey, graduating with honors. Andrew Baird, graduating absentia. Lindsay Ball. Lindsay is graduating with the Principal's List recognition and has received entrance scholarships from Dalhousie, $1,000, McGill University, $3,000 renewable, and she's also been awarded the Cole Harbour Westfall Fire Department and Ladies Auxiliary Bursary. If Ms. Young is here, I'd ask her to come forward. If she is not, then I'd ask Mr. Buck to make that presentation. David Banfield, graduating with French immersion certificate. Shelley Banks, graduating on the principal's list. And I'd like to recognize Shelley for having been nominated by her fellow student council peers throughout the province to attend the American Academy Achievement Award. She was one of two Canadians who was sent to Baltimore for a leadership conference. So our congratulations to Shelley on that. Shelley has also been awarded a $500 scholarship from Dalhousie University, $1,000 scholarship from University of Western Ontario, and I'd ask Mr. Gaudreau to come forward to present the Jostens Regional Scholarship. Mr. Gaudreau worked closely with Jostens in the yearbook capacity and is also a member of our awards committee. Jennifer Bannerman. Sarah Barrett, graduating with a French immersion certificate. Shauna Bears. Joy Beals. Michelle Bedard, graduating on the principal's list. Michelle was offered scholarships from Mount St. Vincent University, a $3,000 renewable scholarship, a $2,000 scholarship from St. Mary's, and she's also been awarded the Knights of Columbus Simon J. Guitar Scholarship, and I'd ask Mr. Eisner and Mr. McDonald to come forward to present Michelle with the Knights of Columbus Award. Jennifer Berrigan. Anthony Betts, graduating with honors. Michelle Blackmore, graduating with honors, and Michelle was offered a $500 scholarship from Dalhousie. Jason Bolton, graduating on the principal's list and receiving the subject award in Accounting 341. Jeffrey Bolton. Graham Bond. Graham receives a bursary from administration. Vicki Bouchard, graduating on the principal's list, receiving the Family Studies 12 Subject Award, and Vicki was offered a $500 scholarship from St. Mary's. Chad Boudreau, receiving the NSTU former Halifax County local bursary. Daryl Boudreau. Joshua Bolton, graduating with a French immersion certificate. William Boutlier. Melissa Bowden, graduating with honors. Kelly Bowes, graduating on the principal's list. Kelly was offered scholarship from Dalhousie University of $500 and the Nova Scotia Agricultural College for $1,500. Vicki Bryan. Chantel Brooks. David Brooks. Rachel Brooks. Rachel has received the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award of $1,000. Wanda Brooks, graduating in absentia. Natalie Brothers, graduating on the principal's list. Natalie has been offered the following entrance scholarships. Acadia University, $1,500. Dalhousie University, $1,000. St. Yvette's, $1,000 plus a $1,000 Emerson Maskell Award. And the Department of Education and Culture Educational Incentive Scholarship of $4,500. The NSTU former Halifax County local bursary. And at this time, I'd ask Mr. Ronald Flaherty to come forward to present Natalie with the Nova Scotia Athletic Federation Subway Scholar Athlete Award. This is a very prestigious award. 95 top scholar athletes across the province were nominated, and Natalie is one of 8 to receive this award. Christina Burrows. Heidi Butler. Sean Cameron. Sean graduates on the principal's list, received the subject award for applied broadcast journalism. And I'd ask Mr. Bruce Dello to come forward to present the Dalston bursary to Sean Cameron. Lisa Campbell. Lisa's graduating on the principal's list and is the subject award winner of Sociology 341. Nicole Campbell. Stephen Campbell. Stephen graduates with honors and was offered a $500 scholarship from St. Mary's. Kayleen Canning. Nicholas Chatham. Colin Cherry. Colin graduates on the principal's list and is a subject award winner in the following subjects: Honors Chemistry, French 441, Math 441. He was also offered scholarships to Acadia valued at $20,500, Dalhousie $6,000, and St. Mary's $3,000. Melanie Chasson. Melanie is the winner of the Subject Award of Art 341. John Chidiak. David Chipman. Marc Chouinard, graduating with a French Immersion Certificate. Adam Clennon. Amanda Clattenburg. Amanda is receiving the Eastern Passage Cal Bay Lions Club bursary, and I'd ask Ms. Grace Walker to come forward to present this to Amanda. Elizabeth Cluitt. Michael Cobb. Melanie Coffey. Melanie is the recipient of a staff bursary. Kara Colley. I'm sorry for the interruption, but this is traditional for school setting, I guess. The RCMP are requesting that the following cars be moved off the bridge on Forest Hills Parkway: a white Pontiac Grand Prix, BTS 080, a blue Olds 98, license plate AVK 545, and a black Chev S10, and the license plate CHY 296. Thank you. Shanara Colley. Shanara is the recipient of a Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award of $1,000. Shyla Colley. Shyla is the recipient of a Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award of $1,000. Jay Conrad. Jay graduates on the principal's list, is receiving French Immersion Certificate, is the subject award winner in Biology 446, and was offered the following scholarships: Dalhousie University $1,000, Mount Allison University $1,000, and St. Mary's $2,000. Melissa Conrad. Melissa was offered a $500 scholarship to Dalhousie. Angela Conrad. Angela is the recipient of an administration bursary. Jamie Cook. Adam Kopis. Paul Corbin. Paul is the recipient of the NSTU former Dartmouth local bursary. Charlotte Cross. Heather Kroll. Heather is graduating with honors, a French Immersion Certificate, and at this point in time, I'd ask Mr. Pat Lafort, a resident of Lake Echo, to come forward to present the Lake Echo Lions Club bursary to Heather. Go away, Heather. Alexander Dares is graduating in absentia. He was graduating on the principal's list and was offered a scholarship from Dalhousie of $500. Victor DeBay. John Degg. Emily Dempsey. Emily is graduating on the principal's list, and at this point in time, I'd ask Mr. Humble to come forward to present Emily with the Auburn Drive Fine Arts Council Scholarship for a student pursuing art. Christine Densley. Christine is graduating with honors and is the recipient of the Royal Canadian Legion Joint Poppy Committee Scholarship, and I'd ask Audrey Sams and Ivan Pelche to come forward to present this to Christine. David Detton, graduating with honors, the recipient of a staff bursary, and the recipient of a Scholar Athlete Scholarship to Indian River Community College in Florida for $15,000. And we'd also like to congratulate David on being drafted by the Dodgers. Diane Dickey. Diane graduates on the principal's list with a French immersion certificate, the recipient of subject awards in Chemistry 446 and the Critical Thinking course. Diana was offered scholarships to Acadia University for $1,000, Mount Allison University $2,000, St. FX University $2,000. She received the Independent Order of Foresters Scholarship, and at this point in time, I'd ask Susan Bootlier to come forward to present the Girl Guide Bursary, Dartmouth Lakes area, to Diana. Amy Dixon. Joseph DePenta. Joseph is graduating on the principal's list and is receiving a wonderful scholarship based on excellence in academics and athletics to Boston University, valued at $135,000 US. Jillian Dobbin. Krista Doherty. Krista is graduating on the principal's list and was offered the following scholarships: Dalhousie University $1,000, Mount Allison University $1,000 renewable, St. Francis Xavier $1,000, University of New Brunswick $1,500, and University of Western Ontario $8,000. Christine Dweron, graduating with a French immersion certificate and receives the NSTU former Dartmouth local bursary. Sonia Donovan. Andrew Dow. Ian Dunbar. Ian graduates on the principal's list, is the recipient of the subject awards in Drama 12 and History 441, was offered the following entrance scholarships: Carleton University $8,000, Dalhousie University $1,000, University of Western Ontario $2,000. He's also the recipient of the Halifax County NSTU bursary, and I'd ask Mr. Greg Hayward to come forward to present Ian with the Dartmouth East Rotary Club's Public Speaking Award, And Mr. Buck will also present to Ian the Nova Scotia Bowling Proprietors Association through Paisley Lanes. Bethany Dunnett, graduating on the principal's list, receiving a tourism certificate, and is a subject award winner in Tourism 12, and Bethany is also receiving a bursary from administration. Angela Edmonds. David Ellis. Christine Emberley. Christine is graduating on the principal's list and was offered scholarships to Carleton for $6,000 and Dalhousie $500. Mary Ernst. Jessica Evans, graduating with honors. William Fagan. William is receiving the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award for $2,000. Marion Fennell, graduating on the principal's list and was offered a $500 scholarship from Dalhousie. Kimberly Thyander, graduating with the Academy of Travel and Tourism certificate. Jeffrey Fitzpatrick. Miranda Fortune. Amanda Fries, graduating on the principal's list and was offered a $500 scholarship from Dalhousie. Erin Fudge, graduating with a French immersion certificate and was offered a $500 scholarship from St. Mary's. Jana Fumerton, receiving the NSTU former Halifax County local bursary. Lori Gallahue, graduating on the principal's list. Lori was offered a scholarship from Dalhousie for $500. Ryan Garnett. Colin Gash. Colin is receiving the NSTU former Halifax County local bursary. Jeff Gay. I'd like to acknowledge that at our honors ceremony, Jeff was inadvertently omitted, and I'd like to acknowledge his accomplishment there. He's also graduating on the principal's list, and at this point in time, I'd ask Mrs. Detton to come forward to present Jeff with the Maritime Life Assurance Company Scholarship. Johnny Gabrahiwit. Karen Jelena, graduating on the principal's list with a French immersion certificate. Kelly Giberson. Misty Glasgow. Misty is receiving the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Scholarship, $4,500. And at this time, I'd ask Conrad Glasgow to come forward to present Misty with the George Glasgow Senior Memorial Bursary. Matthew Goodfellow. Derek Goodyear. Mary Gayash, graduating on the principal's list and receiving the Academy of Travel and Tourism certificate. Mary is also the recipient of the Business Education Partnership Award. Jamal Gray. Jamal receives the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Scholarship for $4,500. And at this time, I'd ask Charnel Colley to come forward to present Jamal with the East Preston Youth Fellowship Award. Declan Green. Melissa Greenwood. Mark Greer. Sarah Gilcher. Sarah graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, is the recipient of the English 541 Honors Subject Award, and was offered the following scholarships. Carleton University, $8,500. Dalhousie University, $1,000. Mount Allison, $1,000 renewable. St. Francis Xavier, $1,000. St. Mary's, $2,000. And University of Guelph, $1,600. Michael Halliday. Tiffany Han. Kimberly Harnum. Karen Harple. Karen graduates with a French immersion certificate. Audra Harris. Audra graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, and was offered $1,000 from St. Mary's University. Jeffrey Harris. Lisa Harris. Lisa graduates on the principal's list and was offered $500 from Dalhousie University. Clifford Hemian. Joseph Higgins. Jamie Hill. Nicholas Hill. Nicholas graduates on the principal's list. Nicholas was offered $500 from Dalhousie University, $1,000 from St. Mary's University, and receives the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Scholarship, $4,500, and is the recipient of a staff bursary. Timothy Hill. Neil Holland. Catherine Hollis. Catherine graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Lisa Hood. Lisa graduates with honors and is the recipient of the Auburn Drive Fine Arts Council Scholarship pursuing music, and I'd ask Mr. Humboldt to come forward to present this to Lisa. Janya Humboldt, graduating on the principal's list. She was offered scholarship from Dalhousie University for $1,000, receives a bursary from administration, and receives an NSTU former Halifax County local bursary. Christopher Hunter. Christopher is graduating with honors, was offered $500 from St. Mary's University, and is the recipient of the Diane Conrad Memorial Bursary. This morning we have the Conrad family with us to recognize this award, and I'd ask Craig to come forward to present the Diane Conrad Memorial Bursary to Chris. Scott Highland, graduating in absentia with honors. Scott Ingram, graduating on the principal's list. Scott is the recipient of the Cole Harbour Eastern Passage Dartmouth Liberal Association Bursary, and I'd ask Mr. Dennis Richards to come forward to present this to Scott. Anthony James. Anthony receives the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award for $2,000. Michael Jameson. Michael graduates on the principal's list, was offered scholarships from Dalhousie University for $1,000, St. Mary's University for $2,000, and also achieved the top score in the National Euclid Mathematics Contest. You will find a certificate and a medal in your packet, Michael. Tara Jarvis is graduating in absentia. She was graduating with the principal's list recognition, French immersion, Academy of Travel and Tourism, and was the recipient of the subject awards, data processing, and cooperative education. Barry Johnson. Carrie Jones. Ryan Josie, graduating with honors. Christiane Kelly. Christy receives the Cole Harbour Lions Club bursary, and I'd ask Elizabeth Drummond and Mr. Conrad to come forward to present this award to Christiane. Christy, you have another award here. I would ask Ms. Debbie Power to come forward, representing the Cole Harbour Local Committee on Drug Awareness, and present a plaque to Christiane. We have another announcement. Marlene and Vince Morden are asked to go to the information desk. Janice Kennedy. Nicole Kubatrowski, graduating with honors. Graham Kohler, graduating on the principal's list with a French immersion certificate. And I'd ask Mr. Jasbar Bajwad to come forward to present the Halifax Regional School Board Award for Excellence in French Immersion to Graham. Graham, just hold on. And I'd also ask Constable John Athanasiadis to come forward to present the RCMP Citizenship Award. Indika Kodigota, graduating with the principal's list, recognition, and was offered scholarships from Dalhousie University for $500 and St. Mary's University for $1,000. Stephanie Lacroix. Mark Laffin. Don Lang, graduating with honors, and offered a $500 scholarship from Dalhousie. Christine Laprise. Marianne Laverne, graduating on the principal's list. Andrew LeBlanc. Michael LeBlanc. Carrie Ann LaRue. Heather Lewis, graduates with the principal's list designation, receives French immersion certificate, and was offered $1,000 to Dalhousie. Sonia Lipton, graduating with a French immersion certificate. Krista Ludman, graduating on the principal's list, French immersion certificate, receives the subject award in Global Studies French immersion, and was offered a $1,000 scholarship to Dalhousie. Donna Lynch. Sean Mabey, graduating with honors. Mark McCaskill. Brian McDonald. Brian was offered a $1,000 scholarship from St. Mary's. Kyla McDonald. Rodney McDonald. Rodney graduates with the principal's list designation, French immersion certificate, and was offered $4,000 from Dalhousie University and $2,500 from St. Mary's. Wade McDonald. Wade graduates on the principal's list and was offered $1,000 from St. Mary's. Patrick McEwen. Evelyn Mockner is an exchange student and achieved principal's list designation. Lori Mackay, graduating with honors, and was offered a $500 scholarship from Dalhousie. Nick McLean. Jillian McMullen graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Justin McNeil. Catriona McNeil graduates with the principal's list, receives French immersion certificate, and was offered $2,500 renewable scholarship from the Nova Scotia Agricultural College. Shannon Marr. Shannon receives the NSTU former Dartmouth local bursary. Melissa Mahoney, graduating with honors. Hillary Millette. David Manrick, graduating in absentia. Anselmo Martins. Matthew Mays. David McCracken, graduating on the principal's list, receives the subject awards in the Communications Technology 12, Geology 441 course, Physics 441 course, and was offered scholarships from Dalhousie for $1,000 and University of New Brunswick for $1,500. Ian McDonald. Michael McDowell. Matthew McFadden, graduating with honors, and was offered a $500 scholarship from Dalhousie. Suzanne McIsaac, graduating on the principal's list and receives a French immersion certificate. Kirk McClarty. Kirk graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, receives an Academy of Travel and Tourism certificate, and I'd ask Mr. Bruce Dello to come forward to present the Delston bursary to Kirk. Matthew McLaughlin. Matthew is graduating with honors, a French immersion certificate, was offered $500 from Dalhousie, and receives the NSTU former Halifax County local bursary. Lindsay McQuaid. Krista Mead. Shannon Mead. Stephen Michael John. Stephen receives the Auburn Drive Fine Arts Council Scholarship for Theater, and I'd ask Mr. Humble to come forward to present this award to Stephen. Sarah Matheson Melanson, graduating on the principal's list, was offered $500 from Dalhousie University and receives a staff bursary. Andrew Merrill. Linnell Mounier. Amy Mitchell, graduating with a French immersion certificate. Dennis Mitchell. Stephen Moore. Barbara Morden. Jennifer Morris. Jennifer graduates with a French immersion certificate. Christopher Moulton. Christopher graduates on the principal's list and is the recipient of the Subject Award Music 341 and was offered $500 from Dalhousie University and $1,000 from St. Mary's. Tanya Muse. Sean Mullins. Victoria Mullins. Stephanie Munter is an exchange student and accomplished principals list standing in her academics. Jason Murphy. Melissa Murray. Melissa Muzzerall. Melissa graduates with principal list designation and was offered scholarships from the University of Calgary for $500 and Sir Wilfrid Laurier University for $6,000. Frank Myers. Jan Nedelko. Amanda Knoll. Jill Nolay. Andrew Palmer. Amanda Parker. Loren Patterson. Loren graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, and was offered $1,000 from St. Mary's University and receives the NSTU former Dartmouth local bursary. Veronica Paul. Veronica graduates with honors, receives the subject award in Math 442, and was offered $500 from Dalhousie University and $1,000 from St. Mary's. Andrew Pepper. Andrew graduates with honors, French immersion certificate, was offered $500 from Dalhousie University, $500 from St. Mary's University, and at this point I'd ask Ms. Hensby to come forward to present the Lake Echo Lioness Club bursary to Andrew. Andrew was also our Male Athlete of the Year this year. Andrew Peralta, graduating with honors, was offered $500 from Dalhousie University and receives the NSTU former Dartmouth local bursary. Nishi Pereira, graduating on the principal's list, receives the subject awards for IPE 342 and honors physics, was offered $1,000 from Dalhousie University, $19,500 from the University of Western Ontario, and has also received the recipient of the University of Toronto Book Award. And I'd ask Mr. Buck to present that to Nishi now. Stephen Pierce. Stephen graduates with honors and a French immersion certificate, was offered $500 from Dalhousie, and receives the NSTU former Halifax County local bursary. Jason Pike, graduating with honors. Ryan Pitts. Conrad Plant. Sonia Pomeroy. Sonia graduates with honors and was offered $500 from St. Mary's. Jana Poulin. Christy Power. Christy is the recipient of the Colby Village Men's Slow Pitch Award, and I'd ask Mr. Greer to come forward to present this bursary to Christy. Melanie Power. Melanie graduates with the Principal's List designation, was offered $500 from Dalhousie University, and I'd ask Ms. Jean Armstrong to come forward to present Melanie with the Canadian Federation of University Women's Dartmouth Club Ethel Craythorne Memorial Award. Jamie Provo. Jamie receives the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award of $1,000. Wayne Publicover. Shannon Quirk. Jordy Rain. Jordy graduates on the Principal's List and was offered the following scholarships. Dalhousie University, $1,000. St. Mary's University, $2,000. University of New Brunswick, $1,000. And St. Thomas University, the President's Scholarship of $12,000. Natalie Rathwell. Natalie graduates on the Principal's List, receives a French Immersion Certificate, Subject Awards French 446, Physical Education Award, the Leadership Physical Education 341, and was offered scholarships to Carleton University, $6,500, Dalhousie, $500, and we will recognize her later on in the program for her ROTP. She was also Female Athlete of the Year. Nicole Rayner is graduating in absentia. Lisa Rector, graduating on the Principal's List. The Subject Award, English 441, was offered scholarships from Dalhousie University, $1,000, St. Francis Xavier, $1,500, University of Western Ontario, $8,000, and I'd ask Mr. Tynes to come forward to present Lisa with the Percy Dares Award. He's not here. Mr. Buck, would you present that one? Victoria Reese, graduating with honors and a French Immersion Certificate. Eric Reed. Valerie Reynolds, graduating with honors. Miles Reese, graduating on the Principal's List. Harmony Rice. Aaron Richardson, graduating on the Principal's List, and Aaron was offered a $1,000 scholarship from St. Mary's. Jason Rideout, graduating with honors. Timothy Rideout. Pamela Rolfe, graduating with honors, and the recipient of a bursary from administration. Mike Rousel. Jason Rule, graduating with honors, and the recipient of the Subject Award, Computer-Related Studies 441. Kelly Rushton. Kelly is the recipient of the NSTU Former Dartmouth Local Bursary. Amanda Russell, graduating with a French Immersion Certificate. Thomas Russell. Rachel Ryder, graduating with a Travel and Tourism Academy certificate. Rebecca Ryder, graduating with Academy of Travel and Tourism certificate. Champika Samarasekera, graduating on the principal's list and was offered a $500 scholarship from Dalhousie University. Scott Sankton. I'd ask Ms. Kathy Hannigan to come forward to present Scott with the Excellence in Broadcast Journalism Chronicle Herald Mail Star Teen Line Award. Patricia Sanford. Patricia graduates with honors and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Michael Scott. Ryan Sharkey graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Michael Scherson graduates on the principal's list, receives the Subject Award for Global Geography, and was offered $500 from Dalhousie and $1,000 from St. Mary's. Craig Simmons. Zachary Skibo, graduating with honors. Amanda Smith. Amanda receives the Department of Education and Culture Educational Incentive Scholarship of $4,500. Casimira Smith, graduating with honors, receives the Black Literature Award and the Word Information Processing Subject Award. Courtney Smith graduates on the principal's list and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Daniel Smith. Daniel graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, and was offered $1,000 from Dalhousie University, $2,000 from St. Mary's University. Jennifer Smith. Jennifer receives a staff bursary. Jillian Smith, graduating on the principal's list, was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Trevor Smith. Allison Snow. Lori Sparks, graduating with a French immersion certificate. Matthew Sparks, graduating in absentia. Kathleen Spence, graduating on the principal's list and receives an NSTU former Halifax County local bursary. Anna Stan, one of our exchange students. Michael Steele. Michelle Stafura. Shauna Sullivan, graduating with honors, receives the Law Subject Award, was offered $500 from St. Mary's, and is the recipient of the Royal Canadian Legion Joint Poppy Scholarship, and I'd ask Mr. Peltier and Ms. Sams to come forward to present this award to Shauna. Adam Swallow. Adam graduates with honors and is the recipient of a staff bursary. Tricia Swan. Tricia is the recipient of a bursary from administration, and I'd ask Mr. Gaudreau to come forward once again on behalf of Jostens to present Trish with a leadership gift. Andrew Swinimer. David Switzer. Jesse Simons. Jesse receives the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award for $2,000 and the NSTU Halifax County Local Bursary. Christina Taylor. Christina graduates on the principal's list and was offered scholarships from the following universities: Bishop's University, $1,500 renewable; Dalhousie University, $1,000; Mount St. Vincent, $2,000; St. Francis Xavier, $1,000; and St. Mary's University, $2,000. Paul Terrio, graduating in absentia. Erica Ann Terrian, graduating on the principal's list, was offered scholarships from the following universities: Bishop's University, $1,500 renewable; Dalhousie University, $1,000; St. Mary's University, $2,500. And at this point in time, I'd ask Commodore H.A. Cooper to come forward to present Erica Ann with the Nova Scotia Naval Officers Association Scholarship. Kimberly Thomas. Daphne Tomas is one of our exchange students, receives the Global History Award and maintained principal's list standing. Tracy Tybers. Nicholas Tobin graduates with honors and was offered $500 from Dalhousie and $500 from St. Mary's. Tyson Tolliver. Tyson receives the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award of $2,000. Andrew Townsend graduates with honors and was offered $500 from St. Mary's. Triette Tran graduates with honors and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Brad Traves graduates with the principal's list standing, receives the subject award in political science, and was offered scholarships from Dalhousie University for $500 and Mount Allison University for $1,000. Michelle Trefry graduates with honors, receives a French immersion certificate, and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Mark Tugg graduates with honors. Nigel Turner graduates with principal's list standing and receives a staff bursary. Andrew Terrell. Jose Vaillant graduates on the principal's list, French immersion certificate, was offered $1,000 from St. Mary's University and receives a bursary from administration. Suzanne Van Amstel graduates on the principal's list, French immersion certificate, and was offered $3,000 from Dalhousie University, $2,000 from St. Mary's. Matthew Vance graduates with honors. Heidi Vaughn graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Genevieve Vitesse. Kelly Vincent graduates with honors and receives a bursary from administration. Jeffrey Wagner. Jeffrey Wall. I'd ask Mr. Greer to come forward again to present the Colby Village Men's Slow Pitch Bursary to Jeffrey. Douglas Walsh. Douglas receives the subject awards in Math 241 and English 241. Melissa Walsh. Angela Ward. Angela graduates on the principal's list and was offered $1,000 from Dalhousie. Lisa Warren. Jamie Waterfield graduates on the principal's list and receives the subject awards in the following subjects: Biology 441, Chemistry 441, and Economics 441. She was offered scholarships to Dalhousie University, $4,000 renewable, and St. Mary's University, $3,000. Alicia Watkins. Brian Watson. Lee Watson. Lee receives the NSTU former Dartmouth local bursary. Tracy Weldon. Tracy graduates with honors and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Ariane Wenzel graduates with honors and was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Andrew Wheaton. Bradley White. Bradley graduates with honors and a French immersion certificate. Jeremy White graduates on the principal's list, a French immersion certificate, was offered $500 from Dalhousie, and receives the NSTU former Halifax County local bursary. Kendra Ann White graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, was offered $500 from Dalhousie. Melissa White. Erin Whiteley graduates on the principal's list and was offered $500 from St. Mary's. Daniel Whitmore. Melissa Wilkie. Patrick Williams. Patrick graduates on the principal's list, receives a French immersion certificate, was offered $1,000 from Dalhousie, and was also recognized through the PAGE program, a prestigious award of $9,500. Rainey Williams receives the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award of $1,000. Todd Williams. Todd Williams graduates with honors, was offered $500 from Dalhousie, and I'd ask Ms. Gail Avery to come forward from the PC Women's Association of Nova Scotia to present bursary to Todd, and also Mr. Godreau to come forward to present the Jostens Regional Leadership Gift. No. Yolanda Faye Williams. She receives the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Award of $1,000. Stephanie Wolf graduates with honors, and I'd ask Ms. Sams and Ivan Peltier to return to the stage to present Stephanie with the Royal Canadian Legion Joint Poppy Committee Scholarship. Derek Longus, graduating in absentia. Mark Warnell. Mark receives a staff bursary. Darlene Warnell. Yeah. Come forward, that's good. Farther? Yeah, you're right here. Good, good girl. Darlene has been awarded the Sir Arthur Pearson Association Scholarship, and I'd ask Meredith Ripley to come forward to present this award to Darlene. This is from the CNIB. I'd ask Connie Sedero to come forward to present Darlene with the Atlantic Provinces Special Education Authority Trust Fund. Nicole Warnell, graduating with honors and a French immersion certificate. Sandy Wright. Shayna Wise, graduating with honors, receives the Department of Education and Culture Education Incentive Scholarship for $4,500 and also receives a bursary from administration. Jordan Yetman, graduating with honors. Nicholas Young. Tracy Young, graduating with honors and a French immersion certificate. Tracy was offered $500 from Dalhousie and $500 from St. Mary's. Hedam Zayed graduates on the principal's list and was offered $1,000 from Dalhousie University. Amanda Zimmerman. Amanda graduates on the principal's list, receives the Subject Award for Entrepreneurship 12, was offered scholarships from Dalhousie University for $5,000, St. Mary's for $1,000, and receives the Department of Education, Culture, Education Incentive Scholarship for $4,500. And Randall Zink. Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in paying tribute to our class of '97. To our program. We will now go to the part of the program that will acknowledge awards of excellence. Before we do that, our exchange students, Evelyn Mockner, Stephanie Munter, Anna Stan, and Daphne Tomas, have asked to come forward to make a presentation to Mr. Buck to extend their thanks for the wonderful year that they've had at Auburn Drive High School. So if those young ladies would come forward now.
On behalf of the exchange students, I want to thank Auburn Drive for giving us the same opportunity as everybody else, for helping and supporting us, and for making this year an experience that we'll never forget. ASSE presents the certificate as a sign of appreciation.
You are a wonderful addition to our class, girls. I'd now like to call upon Officer Clark to present the ROTP award to Natalie Rathwell, and Petty Officer Clark will read the citation to recognize this young lady.
On behalf of the Commander of the Canadian Forces Recruiting, Education and Training System and the Commanding Officer and staff of the Canadian Forces Recruiting Centre in Halifax, I am very pleased to present Natalie Rathwell with this certificate signifying acceptance to the regular officer training program in a science and engineering degree program. Natalie will attend the Royal Military College of Canada in Kingston, Ontario, and be employed in the military occupation of maritime surface and subsurface following university graduation. This scholarship represents a fully subsidized program including tuition, uniforms, room and board, plus a salary during her education, valued in excess of $50,000.
We have two grade 11 students with us today, and they have been selected as the Lieutenant Governor's Medals Award winners. And I'd like you to refer to the program so that you can read along with me as I introduce these two young people. They are presented to one male and one female grade 11 student in recognition of academic performance, leadership qualities, and service within the school and the community. I would ask Austin Manette to come forward to present the Lieutenant Governor's medals to our female grade 11 student, Bryn Laird, and our male grade 11 student, Douglas Chu. The next award of excellence is the Principal's Plaque. This is presented to a student who has contributed positively to school life at Auburn Drive High School over the 3 years. I'd ask Principal Don Buck to come forward to present his award. This year's winner is Natalie Rathwell. The next award of excellence is the Burks Medal. This medal is presented for outstanding leadership in student affairs. I'd ask Vicki Brown, chairperson of our school board, to come forward to present the Burks Medal to this year's recipient, Shelley Banks. The Auburn Drive High School Faculty Award is presented to a student who has consistently achieved academic excellence. And I'd ask Ms. Ann Himes, one of our staff members who worked on the awards committee, to come forward to make this presentation. And the winner of the Faculty Award this year is Jamie Waterfield. The Halifax Regional School Board Prize will be presented by Ms. Dawn O'Hearn, and I'd ask Ms. O'Hearn to come forward to read the citation and make the presentation. And Ms. O'Hearn can announce the winner.
Good morning, Eagles. I'm very proud of you all here today. Before I make the award, I'd just like to take a few minutes to say a few words. It's my pleasure to be here today to recognize the achievement of one of the many goals that each of you will be setting for yourself in the coming years. And I'd like to say, both as a proud parent of a former Eagle and a new Eaglet coming up, and as one of the board members that represents your school, how proud I am of each and every one of you. I couldn't let this year go by without reviewing some of the wonderful events that I've had the pleasure to attend this past year. The fashion show, which again was entertaining and well done. The fashions were delightful, but the students were even more so. The musical Man of La Mancha was extraordinary, and I would like to say I would like to give everyone involved in the production, including the students, staff, to be commended. It was truly a wonderful experience. The honor recognition night was a tremendous night. It was truly wonderful to see so many of the students here achieving recognition for their high level of academic excellence. And I think one of the highlights for me this year was a ceremony that I had the pleasure of attending, where the keys of a vehicle were turned over to the Metro Food Bank. Mr. Buck alluded to it earlier, but I'd just like to say a little bit more about this. The students of this school took a donated van from MT&T, completely redid it, inside and out. It took over 600 man-hours of work and time and a collaborative effort to finish it. And to add to that, the students of Auburn took the challenge and in very short order brought in food donations to fill up that van, and it was turned over to the food bank in a ceremony that I, myself, and Grace Walker had the privilege to attend. And to top it off, Auburn Air came through and videotaped the event for posterity. It is the many events like these that make me truly proud of each and every one of the students and staff of Auburn Drive High School. And now I'd like to turn to the task I was called upon to today. But I would first like to ask if Grace Walker, my fellow board member, would please come up to assist me in this presentation. This presentation is for the Halifax Regional School Board Prize, and it is presented to a member of the graduating class who, in the opinion of the principal and faculty, exhibits outstanding qualities of leadership, citizenship, and scholastic endeavors. These qualities should, in the opinion of the Halifax Regional School Board, be the same qualities that will enable the student to make an excellent contribution to the community at large. And Grace and I are both pleased to be present this year to present this award to Miss Lisa Rector.
Our next award of excellence is the Queen Elizabeth II Medal, and this is awarded to a graduating student who has consistently combined superior academic achievement with active community and school involvement. I've asked Ms. Grace Walker to make this presentation of the Queen Elizabeth II Medal to Erica Ann Terrian. The Governor General's Academic Medal. This medal is awarded to a member of the graduating class who has achieved the highest academic average. Dr. Don Trider, I'd ask you to come forward to present the Governor General's Medal. And this year's recipient is Colin Cherry, who has an average. His average is 97.2. Congratulations. I would now like to add my own personal word of congratulations to this wonderful class of 97. I hope that the 3 years that you've spent with us, the experiences that you've had, have led you to better understand yourself, to know who you are and what you stand for. There are 2 challenges in life. One is to know who you are, and the second is to value and appreciate that self. And I'd suggest that you take it a step further. Not only know who you are and value yourself as a person, but take it beyond and value those around you and appreciate them as well. I wish you all the best, happiness, and peace.
Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Bussey, for your presentations. Graduates of 97, your classmate, Amanda Zimmerman, has been waiting patiently, yes, patiently, to address you. Amanda.
They hit it on me. Sorry. A warm welcome this morning to our parents, the administration, our teachers, honored guests, and fellow graduates. It has taken our graduating class 13 years to reach this day, and we thank you for being here to share it with us. Over the years, it felt like this day would never come. But today, my fellow classmates, we are high school graduates. This is indeed a proud time for us. We are honored and privileged to be the first graduating class to have received all of our high school education at Auburn Drive. Our futures appear bright and exciting. However, there's also a bit of sadness in leaving the friends and Auburn that we have made over the years. In elementary school, we really began to enjoy learning. Everything was so new. We learned how to write. No more printing because that was for little kids. We learned how to multiply and divide, and we learned that using your imagination was the best way to learn. Many of those memories are long forgotten, but the best ones will still stand out in your mind. Remember how much fun recess was when in the middle of the day, we got to go outside and play. Then came junior high. You went from being the biggest in the school to being the smallest. You met many new people who would become some of your closest friends. It was a time for many firsts. We moved from class to class and received lockers for the first time. Junior high seemed like a stepping stone to high school. When we arrived at Auburn Drive for the first time, we had no idea what to expect. We went from being the big kids in the school to being the little grade 10s. We felt so small compared to the grade 12s, who appeared much more relaxed than we did. It was such a frightening day. Not knowing where your classes were or anyone in them, wondering where your friends were and where you were going to eat your lunch, the pit, the cafetorium, or the parking lot. But we soon adjusted and found our spot in the school community. Some of us joined sports teams, clubs, or committees. We began to meet even more people. This was the start of the most incredible 3 years of our lives. In our school community, we have our leaders, Mr. Buck, Ms. Bussey, and Mr. Times. They have made the laws and watched to see that they were being followed. They've been here to guide us and to point us in the right direction. And if we happened to head out of that direction, you knew that Ms. Thomas would be calling your name. Then we have the teachers, the people whom we often took for granted. How often did we thank a teacher, and how often do we owe them our sincere appreciation? They do so much and expect nothing more than our best efforts. They help to organize our events and make great tube steaks. They see the potential within us that we sometimes don't. They are there to show us how to improve ourselves and encourage us along the way. They're always trying to find different ways to motivate us, and we can imagine how difficult it must be to motivate someone who may not want to be. Yet they somehow manage to do so. They are not only our educators, they are our friends. They make themselves available when we need them, whether it be for extra help or to ask some friendly advice. Now, I'm sure that everyone has a favorite teacher, and a second, third, and fourth favorite, but that's besides the point. The point is that every teacher we've had throughout our years has had some type of influence on us. It doesn't matter whether it was the English teacher who put the red pen through your essay to show you what the dead wood was, or if it was the math teacher who taught you how to use a quadratic formula. What really matters is the many thoughts and ideas they have left with each and every one of us. So we thank our teachers for all that they have done for us. We've had so much fun growing and learning together in the past 3 years. We've seen each other almost every day, whether it's in the halls, in classrooms, at practice, or in the school's community at large. But after today, each of us will go in our own direction. After today, many of us will be separated. And thanks to our parents and our teachers, we have the tools which will allow us to be successful in our futures. Our school's community is much like an extended family, and like families, we have our problems. But with care, respect, and a true concern for others, we have begun to overcome them. In addition to the care we give for others, we have demonstrated a major concern for the environment. Think about it. What other school could fill a van with food for the food bank in 2 days? Our sports teams have been a force to be reckoned with. This year alone, we brought home 2 provincial championships, one in cheerleading, the other in girls rugby. Not to mention our outstanding soccer teams. Well, maybe I'm a little biased about that, but we were also lucky enough to get to watch the fabulous job done by Auburn Air every morning at 10 a.m. Plus, their entertaining surprise broadcasts. We came together to form successful committees, which put together the many events that made school life so much fun. There was the dance committee, which put together the dances we all loved. The loud crowd and the spirit committee, which kept everyone excited and decorated the school with posters. The Youth of Today, their focus group, and the Race Relations Committee all played major roles in creating a sense of belonging within our school. Our student council has gone above and beyond their duties to make this year the best. All the committee members have spent numerous lunchtimes and after schools putting together the spirit days, the unplugs, and the twister games. We could have not have asked for a better graduating class. We have done so much at this school to be proud of. Had another successful African Heritage Month full of many activities and speakers, including my personal favorite, the African Flavors Luncheon. In the month of February, we also had our 3rd annual Winter Carnival. That week was so jam-packed, it was hard to take in all the events. There was basketball, a fashion show, casino night, picnic in the pit, sumo wrestling, the Eagle extravaganza, and a broomball tournament, which the tugboats will always be champions of. Then there was everyone's favorite, Demont. And I think we're still wondering how we managed to get those guys to dance ballet. It's hard to believe how much has happened over the year. The trip to Paris, Mano La Mancha, which was wonderfully done by the students. The music and drama festivals, Terry Kelly's visit, grad barbecue, and the grad review. We could not have had all these wonderful times without the joint efforts of the parents, teachers, students, and of course the administration. As the 1996-1997 year comes to an end, we realize the common bond shared. We share the fact that we are all high school graduates. This is a bond that will bind us together for eternity. We will always be able to look at one another and share something so special. If you look around you right now, you'll not only see classmates, you'll see friends. The friendships that we've made will never, ever be forgotten. They've been there in laughter and in sadness. They're the ones whom we share our hopes and our dreams and our fears with. They are family. They're the ones who've added the extra fun to your high school life. The ones who will leave the lasting memories in your mind. Excuse me. There's another special group of individuals who have helped us throughout our years. These are our parents. A parent is not just a mother or a father. A parent is someone who is always there for you, who picks you up when you're down, who loves you no matter what you do. They're there to congratulate you for your accomplishments and support you when things aren't going the way you want. A parent is someone who always believes in you and only wants the best for you. And they would do just about anything for you, and all they ask in return is for you to always do your best. They have helped us to grow and develop into the young adults sitting here right now. So to every parent, we thank you for all that you have done for us. After today, we will be starting a whole new part of life. Though it is scary, it is reality. Each of us will, we are now high school graduates advancing on the road of life. Each of us will take different turns and different roads to get to where we want to go. And if our paths cross again, no matter how far in the future, our common bond will still exist. As a group, we have so much talent. From our graduating class, there are potential teachers, doctors, politicians, engineers, entrepreneurs. That's just to name a few. There are the hockey players and the baseball players who we hope to see in the pros someday. There are the musicians and the actors who we hope to see with their name in lights. We know they can. Just look at our male Spice Girls. They've already made it big. But no matter what we do, we must always, always remember the standards that have been set for us in our years at Auburn Drive. That is the pursuit of excellence. We are the future. Do not ever, ever let obstacles hold you back. And always remember the words of Terry Kelly. We can do anything, we can go anywhere, and every impossible dream can come true. Thank you.
I want to thank the audience for their cooperations and patience throughout the morning. And usually, before I call the principal to the stage to conclude the remaining portion of the graduation exercises, I usually have a few words. This year, I have very little to say. However, it would not be fitting not to say a sentence or two. The reason I don't have anything to say is that the principal has said it all, and rightly so. But secondly, you, through your efforts, have spoken the truth. As the principal said earlier, when he said the desiderata, go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence, you have toiled over the last 3 years, and you have spoken with your efforts, and for that, I thank you. You have spoken for yourself. But most of all, I personally want to thank you for your friendships. They, each in their turn, have spoken to me personally on why I stay in education. Because without your support as graduates, I would long have been gone. But through your efforts, I remain strong in the way. God bless you all.
Probably can't find my speech, but I'll just take anyone. It's been so long since you heard me, you wouldn't remember it. I lost. There's no question about that. So I really don't care how long you stay here now. No ceremony would be complete without some announcements. Since we've been here at the graduation ceremony close to 3 hours, the provincial debt has been solved. It could have been, who'd know? I want to let Andy LeBlanc know that until June 30th, he's still considered to be in this school year, and we'll be recalling your certificate at the end of the ceremony. I also want to let you know, Andy, that with a picture like that out in public, several years down the road, I can't be responsible for what it may do to your career. If you doubt that, you can ask Will and Dave. It's an in-joke, but we need a few announcements. Number one, in your package, you're going to find 3 transcripts. And those, it is your responsibility to send one of those to the institution that you are attending next year. Under no circumstances, let all 3 get out of your possession. In other words, if you're at a local university, you can take that to the university, show them, they'll make a certified copy and give you back the copy. We give you 3 in case you're applying to something over the years, and if you do require future transcripts, those are available through the school. The parents are reminded, and grandparents, and whoever would like to come, of a reception at the school this evening prior to the prom, and that will get underway at about 8:30. And just to ask that we try and keep the main entrance reasonably clear of bodies so that we can get all of our students in there. And it's a good chance for you to socialize and to see them in their finery. Tonight at 12:30, the first bus will run to McDonald's Beach, and we're expecting that we will have well over 500 people attend that celebration this evening. We do not permit private cars to go there, and we also run the buses in the morning during our regular bus routes because we are concerned about students driving home after being up all night. So we would encourage you, if you can, to not put them in a position where they are driving. They will be returning to the school tomorrow morning, approximately 5 to 5:15 in the morning. They look beautiful now. We'll see how they look in the morning. I also understand that there's a pie waiting for me at McDonald's Beach. My favorite brand is cherry. However, I think this one just could be whipped cream. The other thing is you're reminded to return your gown following the ceremony. We do have a reception here on the main floor following the graduation. And I would just remind you that we do have Cole Harbour District High School coming in this afternoon for 2:30. So we do have to vacate the building in time for them to set up. And I think the only other thing that I would like to say to you is it has been a beautiful graduation, as it should be for you as individuals. And I would like to, before I call on the Reverend Glenn Gray to give the benediction and Suzanne Van Amstel to sing God Save the Queen, just point out to you the words of Jim Henson, the author and originator of the Muppets, who died a tragic early death. He said, "Please watch out for each other and love and forgive everybody. It's a good life. Enjoy." Reverend Carroll.
Let us bow. Our Father and our God, you who are worthy of all of our praise and our adoration, as we dismiss from this place, we come asking your anointing upon this, the graduating class of 97. We pray, O God, that they may experience your love in the midst of the loneliness and the spirit of life. They may experience your peace in the midst of pain, and your joy in the midst of sorrow. They may experience your power and enable them to reach their future goals and achievements. We ask you, O Lord, to bless the following fellowship and refreshments that we are about to receive. We ask it all in the name of the only true and wise God, and in the name of his Son and our Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ, be all power, majesty, and wonder, both now and forevermore. Amen.
Suzanne, come forward, please. I'd like to say a special thanks to Heather Whitehead, who organizes this graduation from day one, does an excellent job on it. And I would again like to single out Ray McIntosh, who spearheads our Safe Graduation Committee, and I think it's probably at the beach already. I'd ask you to stand for the singing of God Save the Queen and remain standing until the graduates have left the auditorium.